I came to be introduced to Chinese medicine when I was in my early 20s. And I was introduced to a psychiatrist who had completely given up psychopharmacology and treated his patients with acupuncture and the cultivation of awareness. And I came to him because I was at a time in my life where I was incredibly confused, and my reaction to that confusion was very hyperactive. I was very reactive to not being in a place of understanding. I wasn't comfortable being confused, which probably most people aren't. I lived in London at the time. I was a competitive rider as a young human, and I no longer had a relationship with horses and horsemanship. So there was a huge sense of loss in my life. And I was not studying something at university that was that gave me purpose and meaning. And so my experience with the medicine was instantly coming in touch with my own resonance, the true resonance of who I was, that wasn't affected by this hyperactivity and by this confusion. It became my anxious and hyperactive thoughts were immediately soothed. And so my ability to connect with myself, with my body, was immediately, instantly there. And this became very compelling. This became one of the main reasons why I had to dig deeper into how is this happening? How does the insertion of needles in a specific point create such a dramatic shift in the way that I feel? And this is really what is so compelling now, and what I understand is so compelling in the work that I do with my patients. Because even if there isn't an intellectual understanding of what's happening, and in most cases there isn't an intellectual understanding of what's happening, there is a somatic, a visceral understanding of what's happening. And it comes from these feelings of being connected with yourself. And it's this connection that moves you away from reactivity. So most of the patients that we see, whether we're treating them for allergies, whether we're treating them for hormonal condition, whether we're treating them for musculoskeletal pain, there is a reactivity to them. And so these techniques that we utilize both in TRM and Chinese medicine, they serve as instruments to connect with the body, to connect with the resonance of the body, to move the body away from the reactivity, to then have a clarity of message. And this then becomes very restorative for the body, because it moves away from reactivity and it moves then into connection.